Yeah, I think we touched on this a little bit, but I'm really hopeful to see a shift towards understanding the world as a learning environment. I think when we isolate learning to school and to a physical building and location, I think about the discussion too of like summer break. I remember like them giving us review packets before we would go back to school because the assumption is that we learned nothing over the summer. And I feel like that's such a negative like way to think about it because I feel like most of my childhood memories are like and big learning experiences traveling and having a lemonade stand in the summer and counting the money and calculating recipes and all of these things that did not occur in the classroom, they're all learning opportunities. So I really am hopeful to see kind of this societal shift to understanding the world as a learning environment because I also think that that could be really interesting for restructuring maybe patience within our world as well. Seeing more children ordering for themselves at restaurants, taking the time to read a street sign rather than just rushing through our day. Like, I think we have this mindset of everything is getting from point A to point B and not enjoying or experiencing the journey to get there. Um, and kind of just slowing down our day, maybe returning to um, a more overall, like, engaged way of life where we are experiencing the world through our children's eyes, but also just creating a more welcoming environment for them in general.
Oh, I think that I so am in 100% agreement with you. I think it's something that I have been talking about a lot lately in that we need time, right? Our days, our school system is in many ways, I think, overly structured based on sort of let's measurements that and reach attaining goals that don't really matter, that are taking away a lot of learning from a lot of students because it doesn't fit the way in which they learn, and we don't allow the hands-off time to take all of the learning that's being thrown at them, all of the information, and let them sit back and then apply it, process it, make it their own, because that is what solidifies the learning. And you made me think of in Denmark in the school system, which I think is a beautiful model that I wish we would look at and kind of restructure a lot of our schooling in that way. One of the big things that they push, I believe it was Denmark, it might be Norway, but is that they don't give homework to students. Absolutely are opposed to it, because what they feel should happen is that the learning and that academic learning, really, that's what should happen in the school day, right? That is what school is for, in a sense, and should be. This is where we work to build these, different, teach them the way, these systems or ways of learning. And that's where the academic learning needs to happen. When school is done, they do not need to be going home and spending more hours doing work. That is not what this is about. When school is done, they need the time to be children, to go and play, whatever the play looks like for them at different ages, right? Involved in different things, hands-on projects, traveling, doing, whatever it is. And that is where then they have the chance to kind of step back, be who they are, figure out, and really let the learning sink in. And I think that you are right. So much of our society and our day to day is rush, 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 go, 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 even rushing children in terms of their learning. And we are harming so many learners and students in that way. And that you're right, learning is not isolated to a place, a physical place or time, and that there is all kinds of learning that happens. And we need to also expand what we think of as valuable learning, and that all of it has value. We need all the different kinds of learning, really, to feed ourselves holistically and to feed the different kinds of learners, brains, personalities, all kinds of differences that we have and that just are. And that's what make us unique and special human beings. And a restructuring of our system to allow for that, I think you're right, is very key. And I think is a big reason that parents are feeling a need to shift, because what we are doing isn't necessarily working. And we, as parents, all of us, I think that's a very common thing, really want the best for our children, right? That's what we are striving for. And I think that really is what needs to be the focus. And I think it gets lost when it comes to our education and learning a lot. So thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you for sharing those insights and bringing that